Spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Heather's horrifying last meeting, Sharon remembers her innocence. Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Lucy Romalotti will observe as someone removes the final boxes of Heather Stevens' belongings, according to the recap for Thursday, December 19th. Daniel and Lucy will be donating Heather's possessions after reviewing everything. Before asking Daniel for counsel, Phyllis Summers will arrive and console Lucy. Phyllis will bring up the fact that she declined Billy Abbott's, Jason Thompson, request to join forces with him in order to fight Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, during lunch at Society. However, because she will be yearning for something fresh to focus on, Phyllis will worry that it was a mistake. Daniel will acknowledge it, but he will suggest that Phyllis avoid Billy's revenge scheme and forecast that it would only bring her down with him. On Thursday's YNR episode, Phyllis will text Billy after Daniel leaves in the hopes of getting together and conversing. At the cottage, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, will inform Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, that she has invited Alan Loran, Christopher Cousins, over for her upcoming hypnosis session because she can't take it any longer. Nick will be concerned that Sharon would push herself too soon, but Sharon will already have made up her mind. In addition, Michael Baldwin will be there when Sharon is hypnotized once more. Sharon will remember traveling there with the purpose of poisoning Daniel after Alan transports her back to the night of Heather's death, even though she will acknowledge that she was unable to carry it out. Sharon will also remember how terrified she was when Heather appeared and rejected her justifications. Sharon will recall that she shoved Heather to the ground, but she will also remember that Heather said she was insane and eventually stood up. In a flashback, Sharon will see a hand in a black glove on her shoulder right before she passes out and collapses back into the couch. Eventually, Sharon will recall hearing a noise before Heather screamed and collapsed to the ground, but she will have a hard time getting past all the confusion. Sharon will recognize her innocence once she emerges from hypnosis. Sharon will be certain that she didn't kill Heather, even if she doesn't know if she slipped or something else happened. Denise Tolliver will reassure Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, and Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, at Crimson Lights that, contrary to Nate's request, she did not approach Damien at his present address. Although Nate and Amy will have to make the final decision, Denise would suggest acting quickly because Damien frequently moves employment and residences. Amy will be reluctant to travel with Nate, but he will agree to fly to Los Angeles today. Amy is worried about Damien's response to all of her lies about his father and half-brother, so reality will hit hard. Nate will, however, remark that perhaps Damien will be appreciative of learning the truth and having the opportunity to spend time with Amy now that she is rapidly deteriorating. Nate will remind Amy that her intention was to avoid leaving anything unsaid. Amy will ultimately consent to travel to Los Angeles with Nate, but she will prefer to remain at the hotel while he approaches Damien. Nate will be satisfied with it and will text Audra Charles to inquire about her thoughts on a vacation to Los Angeles. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, the hunt for Damien will take more unexpected turns. Keep checking back for updates on all the startling revelations and contentious exchanges. The Young and the Restless, Nick fears for Sharon's life, Ian tricks Tessa, and Jordan's scheme. The lives of Genoa City residents never fail to deliver drama, suspense, and emotional turmoil. In this thrilling narrative arc, the stakes are higher than ever as Nick fears for Sharon's life, Ian Ward manipulates Tessa Porter, and Jordan's scheme threatens to disrupt the fragile peace in town. Each storyline intertwines, creating an intricate tapestry of secrets, lies, and alliances. Nick fears for Sharon's life. Nick Newman has always been fiercely protective of the people he loves, and Sharon Newman holds a special place in his heart. Their on-again, off-again relationship has been a cornerstone of The Young and the Restless, but recent events have pushed Nick into uncharted emotional territory. Sharon, now a counselor working at a crisis center, has thrown herself into her work. She's passionate about helping those in need, but her dedication comes at a cost. One evening, Sharon receives a threatening letter from an anonymous source. The letter contains chilling details about her personal life and warns her to stop her advocacy work. At first, Sharon dismisses it as a prank, but Nick's instincts tell him otherwise. Nick's concern grows when Sharon's car is tampered with, leading to a near-fatal accident. Although she escapes with minor injuries, the incident rattles her. Nick, however, is convinced that someone is targeting Sharon and vows to protect her at all costs. He enlists the help of Ray Rosales, Sharon's ex-husband and a skilled detective, to uncover the identity of the perpetrator. As Nick and Ray dig deeper, they discover a connection between the threats and a disgruntled former client of the crisis center. The man, Vincent Hale, blames Sharon for his divorce, claiming her advice led his wife to leave him. Vincent's unstable behavior escalates, culminating in a tense confrontation at the crisis center. In a dramatic showdown, Nick arrives just in time to save Sharon, proving once again that his love for her is unwavering. Ian tricks Tessa. Ian Ward, the manipulative and cunning cult leader, returns to Genoa City with a new agenda. Having served time in prison, Ian claims to have turned over a new leaf, but few in town believe him. His reappearance coincides with Tessa Porter's rise in the music industry, and Ian sees an opportunity to exploit her vulnerabilities. Tessa, still grappling with her troubled past, is initially wary of Ian's charm. He approaches her under the guise of being a reformed man who wants to help her navigate the pitfalls of fame. Ian praises Tessa's talent and offers to introduce her to influential figures in the industry. Desperate to succeed and provide for her sister, Crystal, Tessa reluctantly agrees to work with him. Unbeknownst to Tessa, Ian's true intentions are far from altruistic. He begins to isolate her from her support system, including Mariah Copeland, her partner. Ian manipulates Tessa into signing a dubious contract, giving him control over her career and finances. As Ian's influence grows, Tessa starts to doubt her own judgment, pushing Mariah further away. Mariah, however, refuses to give up on Tessa. She teams up with Devin Hamilton, Tessa's record label owner, to investigate Ian's activities. Together, they uncover evidence of Ian's fraudulent schemes and his plan to siphon money from Tessa's earnings. In a climactic confrontation, Mariah exposes Ian's deceit, empowering Tessa to break free from his control. The experience leaves Tessa shaken but stronger, reaffirming her bond with Mariah. Jordan's scheme. Jordan Wilde, a smooth-talking con artist with a history of duplicitous behavior, sets his sights on Genoa City's elite. His target this time is Abby Newman, the ambitious and wealthy heiress of the Newman family. Jordan's plan involves charming Abby while secretly undermining her business ventures. Abby, still recovering from her breakup with Chance Chancellor, is vulnerable to Jordan's advances. He presents himself as a supportive partner, offering advice on her new hospitality project. Unbeknownst to Abby, Jordan is feeding insider information to her competitors, hoping to sabotage her success. Phyllis Summers, Abby's longtime rival, becomes suspicious of Jordan's motives. Despite their differences, Phyllis decides to investigate, uncovering a trail of deception that leads straight to Jordan. She warns Abby, but her warning falls on deaf ears, as Abby is blinded by her growing affection for Jordan. Meanwhile, Jordan's web of lies begins to unravel when Devin Hamilton discovers irregularities in the financial records of Abby's project. Devin confronts Jordan, who attempts to deflect the blame onto Abby. However, a thorough investigation reveals Jordan's betrayal, forcing him to flee town. Abby, heartbroken and humiliated, vows to rebuild her project and regain her confidence. The ordeal strengthens her resolve, proving that she is more than capable of standing on her own. The intersection of storylines. As these storylines unfold, the lives of Genoa City's residents become increasingly intertwined. Nick and Sharon's ordeal brings them closer together, reigniting old feelings. Tessa's experience with Ian reinforces the importance of trust and loyalty in her relationship with Mariah. Meanwhile, Abby's encounter with Jordan serves as a reminder of the resilience that defines the Newman family. The drama, tension, and emotional depth of these arcs highlight the enduring appeal of the young and the restless. Viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating what twists and turns the future holds for their favorite characters. Genoa City, as always, remains a hotbed of intrigue, passion, and unforgettable storytelling. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Thursday, December 19th, delivers a dramatic episode packed with revelations, emotional breakthroughs, and thrilling developments that promise to shake up Genoa City. Heather's final encounter. The episode begins with Daniel Romalotti Jr. and his daughter, Lucy Romalotti, overseeing the removal of Heather Stevens' belongings. With a sense of finality, they decide to donate her things, symbolizing their move toward closure. Daniel reflects on the memories tied to Heather while Lucy looks for solace in the midst of the emotional upheaval. Phyllis Summers arrives just in time to offer Lucy a comforting hug, proving she still has a nurturing side amid her fiery personality. After Lucy leaves the room, Phyllis turns to Daniel for advice, seeking clarity on a dilemma she's been mulling over. Over lunch at Society, Phyllis confides in Daniel about turning down Billy Abbott's proposal to collaborate against Victor Newman. Though initially resolute, she begins second-guessing her decision. Phyllis admits she's desperate for a new purpose, and the temptation to join Billy's vendetta gnaws at her. Daniel, always the voice of reason, advises her to stay away from Billy's revenge plot, predicting it'll only pull her into chaos. Despite Daniel's advice, Phyllis can't help but wonder if she's missing an opportunity and sends a text to Billy, requesting a meeting to discuss further. Sharon recalls her innocence. At the cottage, Sharon Newman wrestles with the torment of her memories and decides to undergo another hypnosis session. Despite Nick Newman's concerns about her rushing the process, Sharon insists it's the only way to uncover the truth about Heather's tragic demise. With Michael Baldwin present, Sharon prepares for another emotional journey into her past. Under the guidance of Alan Loran, Sharon is transported back to the fateful night. Initially, Sharon recalls going to confront Daniel with the intent to poison him but admits she couldn't go through with it. Her moral compass prevented her from committing such a heinous act. The memories grow more vivid as Sharon recalls Heather confronting her, suspicious and accusatory. Sharon remembers an intense argument that led to her shoving Heather in frustration. However, Heather recovered and accused Sharon of being mentally unstable. Then, through the haze of her fragmented memories, Sharon recalls a gloved hand on her shoulder, which left her disoriented. She heard a noise, followed by Heather's scream, and the next thing she knew, Heather had fallen to the floor. When Sharon emerges from the hypnosis, she's overcome with relief. She's certain she didn't kill Heather, though she's unsure what exactly caused her fall. Whether Heather tripped or another force was at play remains a mystery, but Sharon's heart is lighter with the knowledge of her innocence. The search for Damien. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Denise Tolliver updates Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis on her investigation into Damien's whereabouts. Denise assures them she's respected their request not to approach Damien directly but urges them to act quickly. Damien's transient lifestyle makes tracking him a fleeting opportunity. Nate resolves to fly to Los Angeles immediately, determined to confront Damien and uncover the truth about his family. However, Amy hesitates, overwhelmed by the weight of revealing long-kept secrets. She worries about Damien's reaction to the deception regarding his father and half-brother. Nate gently reminds Amy of her original goal, to reconcile and ensure nothing is left unsaid. He encourages her to focus on the potential for healing and closure rather than the fear of rejection. Moved by Nate's words, Amy agrees to accompany him to LA but decides to stay at the hotel while Nate makes the initial approach. Nate also reaches out to Audra Charles, inviting her to join him on this trip. Audra's response remains to be seen, but her involvement could bring unexpected complications and drama to the unfolding story. Closing thoughts. The Young and the Restless continues to deliver riveting twists and turns. Sharon's breakthrough in hypnosis reveals a key piece of the puzzle surrounding Heather's death, setting the stage for new revelations. Phyllis's inner turmoil and potential alliance with Billy promise to bring fiery confrontations and dramatic fallout. Finally, Nate and Amy's journey to Los Angeles is bound to unearth long-buried secrets that will have ripple effects across Genoa City. As the characters grapple with their decisions and the consequences of their actions, viewers can expect more shocks, betrayals, and emotional reckonings in the days to come. Stay tuned for the next episode of The Young and the Restless to see how these storylines unfold.